I heard my own voice on the recording, not from yesterday or last week, from 20 years ago, when my voice was stronger, steadier, when people still listened when I spoke. The detective pressed play on the old cassette tape, and there I was, Walter Hayes, aged 58, giving testimony about the night of November 14th, 1994. I saw 3 men. My younger voice said through the static. They dragged something heavy from the warehouse, wrapped in canvas. I was walking my dog, Cooper. They didn't see me in the shadows. I watched them load it into a white van. License plate started with JKR. I remember because those were my mother's initials. The detective stopped the tape, looked at me across the small interview room table. "Mr. Hayes, do you remember giving this statement?" I stared at the cassette player, at the twin reels slowly spinning behind the plastic window. "No," I whispered. "I don't remember any of this." But that was a lie, because the moment I heard those words, November 14th, 1994, something shifted in my mind, like a door I'd kept locked for 2 decades suddenly rattling on its hinges. I remembered everything. My name is Walter Hayes. I'm 78 years old. For the past 20 years, everyone, my daughter, my doctors, the few friends I have left, has told me my memory is failing. Early onset dementia, they said. Confusion, natural aging. Nothing to worry about. Just don't drive at night. Don't manage your own medications. Don't trust what you think you remember. I believed them. I had to, because the alternative was admitting that I'd been right all along, and that meant confronting something far more terrifying than a failing mind. It meant accepting that powerful people had spent 2 decades making me doubt my own sanity. The call came on a Tuesday morning. I was in my kitchen in Queens, making instant coffee because I'd forgotten how to work the new machine my daughter bought me. The phone rang the landline because I still keep one. Old habits. Mr. Walter Hayes. A woman's voice, professional, clipped, speaking. "This is Detective Sarah Okonkwo with the NYPD cold case unit. I need to speak with you about an incident from November 1994. Would you be available to come to the precinct this afternoon?" My hand shook. Coffee spilled onto the counter. "I don't." "What incident?" "The Riverside warehouse case. You gave a witness statement at the time. We've reopened the investigation. The warehouse. The white van. 3 men in the darkness." "I don't remember," I said automatically, because that's what I'd been saying for 20 years. "My memory isn't good. You should talk to someone else. Mr. Hayes, you're the only witness we have. The statement you gave in 1994 was sealed at the time. We've just gained access to the files. Please, this is important." Something in her voice, urgency, maybe hope, made me agree. 2 o'clock, she said. 123rd Precinct. Ask for me at the front desk. After she hung up, I stood in my kitchen for a long time. The morning light filtered through yellowed curtains. The apartment smelled like old coffee and older regrets. On the refrigerator, there were doctor's appointment reminders written in my daughter Lisa's neat handwriting. Medication schedules. Things I supposedly couldn't remember, but I remembered November 14th, 1994. I remembered it so clearly, it hurt. The precinct was exactly as bureaucratic and fluorescent lit as I expected. Detective Okonkwo met me in the lobby, mid-30s, sharp eyes, the kind of person who noticed details. She led me to a small interview room that smelled like burnt coffee and industrial cleaner. "Thank you for coming, Mr. Hayes." She gestured to a chair. "I know this was short notice. You said you reopened the case." I sat down slowly. My knees weren't what they used to be. Why now? After 20 years, new evidence. A journalist named Marcus Webb has been investigating corruption in city contracts from the 1990s. He found sealed testimony from the Riverside Warehouse incident or testimony. When he tried to publish it, someone threatened him. That got our attention. Someone threatened him for writing about something from 20 years ago. Yes, she opened a folder. Inside were photocopies of documents, photographs, and at the center, a cassette tape in a plastic evidence bag. The Riverside Warehouse was part of a real estate development deal worth $200 million. The project never broke ground. The company folded overnight. 3 investors lost everything. One of them, a man named David Chen, filed a police report claiming fraud. He disappeared 2 weeks later. Never found. The room felt colder suddenly. You think David Chen is what I saw them loading into that van? We think it's possible. But your original statement was buried. Marked as unreliable witness cognitive issues. Who marked it that way? I closed my eyes. I don't know, Mr. Hayes. You were 58 years old in 1994. You had no documented memory problems at that time. No medical history of cognitive decline. Yet somehow your testimony was dismissed as unreliable before it even reached investigators. Someone wanted your statement buried. She pressed play on the cassette player. My voice filled the room. Younger, confident, describing what I'd seen with precise detail. The 3 men, the white van, the license plate, the time 11:47 p.m., the canvas-wrapped bundle that was too heavy for one man to carry alone. When the tape ended, Detective Okonkwo looked at me. "Do you remember this now?" The truth sat on my tongue like a stone. "Yes," I whispered. "I remember all of it." November 14th, 1994. I was 58 years old, still working as an accountant at a small firm in Manhattan. Still married to Helen. She'd died 3 years later from cancer. Still had Cooper, my German shepherd who'd lived to 14. I was walking Cooper late that night. We lived 3 blocks from the Riverside Warehouse district, an industrial area that was supposedly being redeveloped. Helen had gone to bed early. I couldn't sleep. So I took Cooper out, let him lead me through the quiet streets. At 11:47 p.m., we passed the main warehouse on Dock Street. That's when I saw them. 3 men, illuminated by a single security light, standing beside a white van. They were struggling with something heavy, wrapped in what looked like canvas tarp. One man was tall, wearing a suit even at that hour. Another was bulky, moving like hired muscle. The third was thin, nervous, kept looking around. I stopped, pulled Cooper into the shadows behind a dumpster. Something about the scene felt wrong. The way they moved, the urgency, the fact that they were there at midnight in an empty warehouse district. I watched them load the bundle into the van. Heard one of them say, "We need to move. Now." The thin man walked to the driver's side. Under the security light, I saw the license plate clearly, JKRM Part 2 Ju my mother's initials were. JKR Judith Catherine Ross. That's why it stuck in my mind. They drove away. I stood there with Cooper, heart pounding, telling myself I'd witnessed nothing, just workers loading equipment. Nothing suspicious, but I knew. Deep down, I knew. The next morning, I called the police, told them what I'd seen. A detective took my statement over the phone, said they'd follow up. 2 days later, a different detective, older, wearing an expensive suit, came to my house. "Mr. Hayes, about your statement regarding the Riverside warehouse. Yes, did you find the van? We're pursuing leads, but I need to clarify some details. You said you saw this at 11:47 p.m. Yes, and you're certain of the time? My watch is accurate. I checked it." He smiled, patient, like he was talking to a child. "Mr. Hayes, witnesses often misremember details, especially at night. Lighting can be poor. Times get confused. It's natural, particularly at your age. I'm 58, not senile. Of course not. I'm just saying, memory is unreliable. We don't want to build a case on shaky testimony. It could hurt more than help." Something in his tone made me defensive. "I know what I saw. I'm sure you believe that. But between you and me," he leaned closer, "the warehouse district is used for legitimate business. You probably saw night shift workers. Nothing criminal. Sometimes our minds add drama where there isn't any. Especially when we're tired, maybe had a drink before bed. I don't drink. Sure, look, we appreciate the call, but we've checked it out. Nothing to worry about. Sometimes it's best to let these things go. Saves everyone time." He stood, handed me his card. "If you remember anything else, anything concrete, feel free to call." After he left, I sat in my living room feeling like I'd been patted on the head and dismissed. Helen asked what was wrong. I told her nothing. Didn't want to worry her. 2 weeks later, I saw a small news article. David Chen, local investor, reported missing. Last seen near Riverside Warehouse District. I called the detective's number. It was disconnected. After that, I told Detective Okonkwo things got strange. She was taking notes. Strange how, my doctor called. Said my blood pressure medication needed adjusting. Wanted me to come in for cognitive testing. I'd never had cognitive issues. But suddenly he was concerned. Then my boss at the accounting firm suggested I take early retirement. Said I'd been making errors in my work I hadn't. People started treating me differently, like I was fragile, confused. Your daughter, Lisa, was 26 then. She started visiting more often, checking on me, asking if I was remembering to eat, to take medications. I thought she was just being caring, but looking back, I paused. It felt coordinated, like everyone I knew suddenly believed I was losing my mind. Detective Okonkwo's expression hardened. Gaslighting on an institutional level. Is that what you call it? When powerful people want to discredit a witness, they don't just bury testimony, they destroy the witness's credibility from every angle. Make everyone around them question their reliability. It's systematic, effective. Why not just kill me? Too obvious. A witness dying right after giving testimony raises questions. But a witness who's written off as mentally unreliable, no one takes that seriously. No one investigates. I felt sick. 20 years. 20 years of doubting myself, of staying quiet, of accepting everyone's assessment that my memory couldn't be trusted. What was on that property, I asked. What was worth destroying my life over? Detective Okonkwo pulled out a photograph. Aerial shot of the Riverside Warehouse District. This land was valued at $200 million in 1994. The development deal involved city contracts, union agreements, offshore investment. If it had gone through, dozens of people would have made fortunes. But David Chen discovered something. We don't know what exactly, but he threatened to expose it. That's when he disappeared. And I saw them dispose of his body. We think so. The white van you described, license plate JKR 4792, was registered to a shell company that dissolved in 1995. We've traced ownership through multiple layers. It leads back to Victor Castellano. The name meant nothing to me. Who? Real estate developer, very well connected. City council, police department, unions. He had relationships everywhere. In 1994, he was the primary investor in the Riverside development. When David Chen threatened to expose fraud in the contracts, Castellano allegedly had him killed. Allegedly, we've never been able to prove it. Your testimony was buried. The van disappeared. Chen's body was never found. Without evidence, there was no case. Castellano went on to develop properties across the city. He's worth billions now. I looked at the photograph. At the warehouse where I'd seen 3 men load a body into a van. Where I'd witnessed a murder and then spent 20 years believing I'd imagined it. What do you need from me? Everything you remember, every detail, and I need you to testify again, officially. Marcus Webb's investigation found other witness-eyes people who worked on that development, who saw irregularities, who were also threatened into silence. If we can connect enough pieces, we can build a case. But we need your testimony to anchor it. You're the only person who actually saw what happened that night. After 20 years of everyone saying I'm unreliable, that's exactly why your testimony matters. Because someone went to enormous lengths to make you seem unreliable. That tells us you were telling the truth. I spent the next 3 days reliving November 14th, 1994. Detective Okonkwo brought me photographs, maps, records. We reconstructed the timeline minute by minute. Where I'd been standing, the exact position of the van, the security lights angle, the men's descriptions as much as I could remember. The tall man in the suit, late 40s, expensive clothes, silver watch catching the light. The bulky man, younger, 30s, moved like the thin, nervous man, the driver, pale, kept wiping his hands on his pants. The tall man, Detective Okonkwo said, "Could you identify him from a photograph? After 20 years, I don't know." She laid out 6 photos, black and white, formal poses. 5 were random faces. 1 was Victor Castellano from 1994. I pointed without hesitation. "That's him," she smiled. "You're sure?" His posture, the way he held himself, confident, entitled. "That's the man I saw." "Mr. Hayes, your memory is sharper than anyone gave you credit for. Maybe, or maybe I've spent 20 years replaying that night in my mind, wondering if I was crazy." Over the following week, more details emerged. Marcus Webb, the journalist who'd reopened the investigation, was receiving death threats. Someone broke into his apartment, didn't steal anything, just left a message on his bathroom mirror in red paint. Forget it. Detective Okonkwo assigned protection to both of us. A patrol car sat outside my Queens apartment. My daughter Lisa was furious. "Dad, what's going on? Police at your door. Detectives calling me asking about your medical history. I'm a witness in a case from 20 years ago." "What case?" "Dad, your memory." "My memory is fine, Lisa." She looked at me like I'd said something delusional. 20 years of conditioning, I realized. She genuinely believed I couldn't trust my own mind. "Lisa, do you remember when I called the police about something I saw at the warehouse back in 1994? She frowned vaguely. "You were stressed. Mum was sick. The doctor said you were having memory issues." "Mum didn't get sick until 1997. 3 years later, no dad. She was sick in 94. That's when everything started getting confused for you. I showed her the medical records Detective Okonkwo had obtained. Helen's cancer diagnosis, March 1997. Lisa stared at the documents. I remember it differently. They made you remember it differently. They made everyone remember me as unreliable. It was intentional. Who's they? People with enough power to rewrite history. She left shaken. I wasn't sure she believed me, but at least she was questioning the narrative she'd accepted for 20 years. The case built slowly. Marcus Webb's investigation found bank records showing Victor Castellano made large payments to a security company in November 1994, the same company that employed the bulky man I'd described. They found evidence that the detective who'd visited me, the one who dismissed my testimony, had retired early with a mysteriously large pension. They found sealed court documents showing David Chen had filed complaints about contract fraud days before he disappeared, but they didn't have a body. Without physical evidence of murder, the case was circumstantial. Then, 3 weeks after my first meeting with Detective Okonkwo, construction crews breaking ground on a new development 2 miles from the Riverside warehouse found human remains. DNA testing took weeks. When the results came back, Detective Okonkwo called me. "It's David Chen. We found him." The relief was overwhelming. Vindication. Proof. After 20 years, I wasn't crazy. I hadn't imagined it. What happens now? We arrest Victor Castellano, and we need you to testify. Are you ready? Was I ready? I was 78 years old. I'd spent 2 decades doubting my own sanity, isolated from the truth, gaslit by institutions and even my own family. Was I ready to stand in front of a courtroom and reclaim my voice? Yes, I said. I'm ready. The trial was a media spectacle. Victor Castellano, billionaire real estate developer, charged with murder, conspiracy, and witness tampering. His defense argued that my testimony was unreliable. They brought in medical experts who cited my age, pointed to the 20-year gap, suggested false memories. But Detective Okonkwo's team was thorough. They showed the systematic campaign to discredit me. The coordinated effort by police, doctors, even city officials to paint me as confused. They presented the security company payments, the detective's suspicious retirement, the sealed documents. And they had David Chen's body, found exactly where I'd said 2 miles from the warehouse, in the direction the white van had driven. When I took the stand, I was terrified. My hands shook. My voice wavered. But I told the truth. I saw 3 men on November 14th, 1994, at 11:47 p.m. They loaded a canvas-wrapped bundle into a white van. License plate JKR 4792. The tall man was Victor Castellano. I reported it to police. They buried my testimony and spent 20 years making me think I was losing my mind. But I wasn't. I never forgot. I just stopped trusting myself. The courtroom was silent. Mr. Hayes, Castellano's lawyer, said during cross-examination, "You admit your own daughter believed you had memory problems. Your doctors documented cognitive decline. How can we trust your testimony now?" "Because," I said quietly, "they made everyone believe that, including me. But some memories don't fade. Some truths don't disappear just because people refuse to see them. I saw Victor Castellano commit murder, and I've carried that truth for 20 years, even when everyone told me it wasn't real." The jury deliberated for 8 hours, guilty on all counts. 6 months after the verdict, I sat in my kitchen, making instant coffee. I still preferred it. New machine be damned, and watched the morning light filter through the curtains. My daughter Lisa visited more often now. Not to check if I was confused, but to apologize. I should have believed you, she said during her last visit. I should have questioned why everyone suddenly thought you were unreliable. I'm sorry, Dad. You believed what you were told. We all did. That was the point. How do you move forward from something like this? I thought about that question a lot. How do you reclaim 20 years of doubting yourself? How do you forgive the people who were manipulated into dismissing you? One day at a time, I said, and by remembering that truth doesn't change just because people refuse to believe it. I saw what I saw, and eventually the truth came out. Victor Castellano was serving life without parole. 3 accomplices were also convicted. The detective who'd buried my testimony lost his pension and faced obstruction charges. Institutional reforms were promised better protections for witnesses. Independent review of dismissed testimony. Would it prevent this from happening again? I didn't know, but at least David Chen's family had closure. At least the truth was finally public. As for me, I still lived in Queens. Still made instant coffee. Still sometimes woke up at night replaying November 14th, 1994 in my mind. But now, when I remembered, I didn't doubt myself. I didn't question whether it was real. I knew it was. And everyone else finally knew it too. My name is Walter Hayes. I'm 78 years old. For 20 years, everyone told me my memory was bad. They were wrong. I remember everything.